When I'm having discussion with most of the young software developers, the Gen Zs, they always laugh at me, especially when I tell them that sometimes I prefer developing my systems from scratch. And when I mean from scratch, I mean you just code using the core languages. It can be like PHP, it can be JavaScript, Python, something like that. Instead of using libraries and frameworks, things like React, Laravel, we have got Next.js, we have got, yeah, those kind of tools which you can use. They always laugh at me and say that my time has come for me to hang my boots because the future of software development is for the people who can be able to use frameworks and libraries. So I would like to hear your thoughts on this discussion on the comment section. Just write something. What are some of the advantages? What are some of the disadvantages? Because everything has got advantages and disadvantage. Whether you code from scratch, whether you use frameworks and libraries, I would like to hear or to read your thoughts or your opinions on the comment section. And I would like to go first, share my thoughts on this topic. And I would like to say first, you should not feel less of a software developer depending on the tool that you use. Every tool that can get the job done, it is important. It has got its own advantages and disadvantage. So it doesn't matter what kind of the tool that you have used to get the job done. The most important thing, you can get the job done. You have satisfied your client. Again, you are comfortable with what you have developed, and it's working properly. So I don't have any problem with that. And you have made money. That is the most important thing. Umetengeneza pesa. So, when it comes to libraries and frameworks, there is one thing that I cannot kind of deny. The truth is that developing a system using frameworks and libraries, it is very fast. Putting up a system, even if complex systems, the time that you can take to develop a system using frameworks and libraries, it's shorter. The good thing is that frameworks, it has got a predefined structure of how things are done. So working with other developers is easier. There is the aspect of implementing features is easier. It comes with a predefined functionalities like authentication when it comes to things like caching, security, routing, security like, for example, handling things to do with SQL injections, site scripting. Those are some of the things which are taken care of. But when you're developing from scratch, those are some of the things that you need to focus on. You have to do them manually, to implement them manually. So you'll find that the speed of developing a system using frameworks and library, it's faster. Apart from being faster to develop systems with these tools, the other thing is there is scalability. Scalability is where you focus on the future of the system, like advancement, the number of users who might be using the system, the transactions which might be meant within they might increase in future. With that, those ones are taken care of with the what we refer to as libraries and frameworks. Only a little bit when it comes to security, not security, but performance. Performance might be, I will discuss about that. Now, the other thing is modern features. You'll get to enjoy modern features which are used in system development. So, if we are talking about that, then I will definitely go with frameworks and libraries. And there is no problem with that because you can develop your code and someone else can go and continue from where you left and they will be comfortable with that. That's the beauty of frameworks and libraries. But when it comes to control of the design and the structure of your system, then you have to work with what has existed or how the system model, view, control, or something like that. So it is very, very difficult to change how these things work. So it's not possible. But when you are developing from scratch, you have got the flexibility to design how your system is going to work without any problem. That is one of which it might be complex, but there's a beauty of that because there are some scenario where you find that now you have to implement these things in a different way. So if you are using libraries and frameworks, it might be difficult for you to change the structure of how things are done. But when you're using your coding from scratch, it will be easier. Again, when it comes to performance, what I was talking about, it's one of the part of the scalability that I normally talk about. Like here in Kenya, most of the businesses are either small or medium, which are looking for maybe to streamline their operation or make the operations efficient, something like that. Go online, things like those ones. So in this case, you'll find that again, the Kenyan market, you'll find that the internet connection is not that high speed. Maybe likely 2, 3G, 4G, something like that. That is the internet connectivity. The kind of gadgets that you normally use, there are most of them like computers, you'll find that is second-hand, XUK, things like those ones. They are very slow. So if you develop a system using frameworks and library, loading that system, it's going to be very slow. And that's a complaint which is always constant. For most of the people who normally buy source code, Laravel source code from the internet, like from which is stored on the internet, most of the complaint it's always the system is slow. It's because libraries and frameworks, they have got many dependencies which must be loaded for the system to execute, and some of them are necessary. So that creates the whole problem. So the performance in most cases, when you find that you are serving a small business, then coding a system from scratch, you'll find it's a lightweight, and loading it, the speed is going to be one of the perfect. And you can imagine if we are focusing to get like let's say like 5 users who are maybe accessing the system simultaneously, they can be able to make use of that system. And if we are talking about 5,000, then how much sales are you making in a day? So it is going to be a little bit better. So if it is a point of sale or e-commerce, it is maybe a circle system, a school system, still it's going to work perfectly. When it comes to Laravel or maybe frameworks and so forth, they demand for resources. So for resources, it means the best you can work with, it's a cloud. Cloud, obviously, it's going to be a little bit expensive. Maybe the alternative that you can use is VPS, which is also expensive because you have to pay monthly. But most of the organization, they would prefer maybe paying on yearly basis on a shared host, which can work perfectly for small businesses, and they will make a lot of profit out of it because maybe they might not have 5,000 transactions simultaneously. So it's going to utilize the resources well. So in this case, you'll find that given a setup of Kenyan market, then this is going to be one of the best. Just coding the system from scratch, you will have the control. It is a lightweight, good performance, and resources, you're going to use less resources. And there is one thing that you need to also to check. When it comes to these frameworks and libraries, I told you that they come and go. We used to have code jQuery, CodeIgniter, ASP.NET, all those ones. And most of the systems back in the days, they used to be desktop based. Nowadays, when you find that people are moving to the online world or web applications. So in this case, you'll find that these frameworks, because they come and go, and they keep on being upgraded or upgraded that for like that improvement, maybe security things like this one. Some of them you'll find that the code that was working on a previous version, it's not working on a newer version. So in this case, you have to keep on maintaining the code, the system, every time. But when it comes to coding from scratch, this code, once you've written the code, then it's going to work. So if you can be able to use AI to generate your code using AI to speed enough things, nowadays we have got vibe coding, then it means sometimes coding from scratch, it might be better for the Kenyan and African market compared to Laravels and so forth. Because if we are talking about the costs, it might not be that higher. If we are talking about long term in terms of you reusing that code, but now the problem might be you are tied to one developer or something like that, which might be a little bit difficult. But other things, you might find that it's a lightweight, no more resources which are demanded. You don't have to keep on maintaining the code, and everything is good. So those are my thoughts. Just let me know yours on the comment section, and I will appreciate. Thank you.